Our view is that if you have access to PE and you have the ability to pick high quality PE funds and get into them, you should do that. And then why would you care about liquid PE? Because it turns out that managing a private equity portfolio is hard. It is hard and it is complicated, and there are lots of moving parts. And in order to manage that portfolio well, you need tools in the toolbox. And there are a few tools out there. You can invest in secondary funds. You can do co-invest if you're big enough. If you have the right team, you might be able to do direct investing. There's PE fund of funds. That's about it. It's not a fantastic array of tools, but it's sure better than what we had 20 years ago, which was nothing, right? But we want to add another important tool to the toolbox, and that is liquid private equity. Okay, so what is this tool good for? What could you use it for? Well, let's start with this. Suppose that you were successful but didn't have a big portfolio you managed, and then you sold the business that made you successful, and now you have $100 million, right? So maybe you want to make a traditional portfolio, not traditional really, but a modern investment portfolio that endowment might have with 20 or 25% PE, let's say 20. So you want to put $20 million into PE. Great, go out and identify 15 amazing private equity funds, allocate to those funds. You're in great shape, except you will be in great shape in 7 years after the $20 million has been drawn down. Right now, you have nothing in PE. You just allocated to some funds that haven't drawn down capital yet. But you don't want to go 7 years not allocated to the highest performing asset class. So what we say is allocate to those 15 funds, but also put $20 million into liquid PE. And then every time you get a capital call from one of those 15 funds you chose, take the money out of liquid PE and put it into traditional PE. So you'll immediately be at 20% PE, all liquid. And then over time, you'll migrate towards having almost the whole allocation